One of the world's most famous sites, known across the world for its ancient beauty that lights up the heart of a country once darkened by its history. In this video, I'm off to explore Angkor Wat to see if it is really all it's hyped up to be. Angkor Wat is considered one of the world's largest religious structures. This marvellous piece of history is a site that many people dream of visiting. Well, luckily for me, the first city I arrived in was in fact Siem Reap, where the famous temples are located, and my driver who dropped me at my accommodation offered up a private tour. So after checking in and getting some rest from the recent long journey from Thailand, we got up early and set out to visit the main temples located around the complex to see if it is actually worth the trip or has just become another tourist trap. What's happening, people, and welcome to Angkor Wat. I got here at 5 o'clock this morning when it opened, ready for the sunrise tour. I say tour, I'm actually on my own. I have a private tuk-tuk taxi driver. It's a very, very big site, but there is a hell of a lot of people here. It's weird actually being here because obviously it's a really famous landmark, and when you see things on TV, online and everything, and then when you're actually here, it's just surreal. So I have paid for a day pass, which is $37 that you get from the ticket office. You do a 1 day pass, a 3 day pass, or a 7 day pass. Very, very crowded, but it's definitely expected, being one of the most famous landmarks in the world and probably the #1 thing to see in Cambodia. You can get guides. They're dotted all over the place when you first walk in, and I suppose you can get one to yourself or you can get them in groups. The group tours look a little bit too much. I don't like being with lots of people. I like going around at my own pace, and doing it myself gives me enough time to see the place properly. Looks like we can head up the steps and head inside, so let's go and have a look at that. Just inside the temple now. There's so many like corridors and everything leading round. It's a little bit of a maze. You can always see the outside and everything though, so it's not covered too much. There's a lot of light coming in. It's just mad being in a piece of history like this. Place is absolutely huge. Just keeps going and going. How they built this, well, that's what the guides are for, I suppose. I can just imagine aliens. So it's 7:30 now. I said I'd meet the tuk-tuk driver back at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to head back towards the entrance because it's probably going to take me about half an hour to walk all the way down there. With the guide, I think it would be a lot better because you'd understand more about it as you're going around and looking and thinking, okay, everything is beautiful, but everything looks similar. The one thing that isn't similar though is the views from each of the spots, like the corners around, and you can see the landscape is absolutely phenomenal. There's thousands of people here, of course there is, but the place is that big, at least you're not all crawling over each other to get video footage or photos or anything. When I asked the driver this morning what time does he want me to meet back up with him, he said 8 o'clock. I was thinking 3 hours. It's a bit of a long time. No, it's not. It's probably the perfect amount of time. This outer area seems so quiet now. This was the crowded area this morning, with everyone sitting around on the different sites to watch the sunrise, and now everyone's moved inside. I know that you have to cover up shoulders and stuff like that, and women have to wear longer skirts to cover up their legs, but I read somewhere that you have to cover up your knees, so the only long pair I have is joggers, which is ridiculous in this heat. Within 10 minutes this morning when it was still dark, I was absolutely sweating. I tried yesterday evening to go out and find some elephant pants, thinking they'd be in a market or on the corner somewhere. No, absolutely nothing. I walked around for about an hour, didn't find anything. Tons of like Samsung shops, no elephant pant shops. In Thailand there was one on every single corner, you couldn't get away from them. Now I actually need them, couldn't find them. But I've got here, they've got some little marketplaces, and there was a woman selling them there. I guarantee I paid more than I should have for them, but I was absolutely sweating. Managed to change, feel a little bit better now. Still pretty hot, and it's only 7:30 in the morning. Look at my new sexy pants. So, Angkor Wat, I am very, very impressed. It's not one of the landmarks that, out of everything in the world, I'd have thought that I'd want to come to. Obviously, being here in Cambodia is one of the #1 things I want to do now I'm here. And I'm glad I have. So I think we've got 3 more temples to go to today that he's going to take me to. So I will see you at the next one. Peace. So, second temple. I'll have to find out what the actual names of these are and I can put it on the screen. But I've been told that this is the Tomb Raider temple used in the films, I believe. That's what the driver's saying to me. But actually swapped drivers now.
Go with my brother. He also just English, can speak English.
That's okay.
Friendly as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Hey, go around here.
Good morning, Jack.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. My name is Lenny.
I've got his brother who's taking me around. Nice guy as well. Right, you might be able to hear me a little bit better in here. It's a lot more like adventure temple. You could imagine some like action stuff going on here, like why they filmed here and everything. As if they built all of this just for a movie. Incredible. Why this one isn't advertised as much, I don't know. Maybe because it's smaller. But it's in the mix of everything in like the jungle sort of vibe, which makes it look so cool. Like you feel like you're in an action movie, waiting for like a trapdoor or something. This is when all the trapdoors and everything start. Glad I've got my action pants on. It looks like this is the end of this one, so I will see you at the next one.
That's good, yeah?
Yeah, amazing. Everywhere's so big.
Yep.
You go in, it looks small, and then so big.
One main temple.
Yeah.
It's called Bayon Temple, like a temple, like a big face and big smile.
Okay.
That is like a main temple inside the Angkor Wat.
So it is the Bayon Temple, like the main temple inside the Angkor Wat.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean like Angkor Wat does mean like the Tom does mean like the big. It's just like the big city.
Okay.
Yeah, and that is the best one. Is the main temple is called Bayon Temple.
Bayon Temple.
Yeah.
Wow, that stinks. Bats in the ceiling. Absolutely stinks, man. Oh. So this is the last temple, the Bayon Temple, I believe. I'm gonna walk around the outside a little bit. It's very like crowded in there. It's narrow passageways and then tour groups and everyone's like, it's like queuing to get through. It looks so dead on the outside, and then all of a sudden you get inside and it's just like lines of people just trying to pass each other. Everywhere you turn, there's just more people. There's lots of group tours on this one. I am absolutely sweating in this one as well. It's more like a sauna. This one's got a little bit of a creepier vibe to it. I don't know why I get that feeling, but I reckon this is the one that you wouldn't want to be in at night. It's probably just the sound of the bats. So I was trying to listen into one of the guides, and that is the well apparently is 15 meters down to the water, and then they don't know how deep into the ground, but apparently they think the water is holy. Mate, I am absolutely sweating in here. Someone needs to turn the heating off. Imagine if I still had them stupid joggers on. They're melted by now. You can hear the bats up there. They're all hiding in his head. Oh, you can see the bats. actually got to see all the bats flying. How freaking cool was that? Love that sort of stuff. It didn't quite work out to a day, more like a morning, due to the fact we started so early for the sunrise, but it's definitely still a must-see if you come to Cambodia. All the temples are like no other, and you get that incredible feeling of standing in a piece of ancient history. Definitely a different kind of adventure, but one I'm glad I got to see. So after the city of Siem Reap threw me a goodbye party, it's off to the islands to see what paradise adventures lie waiting. See you all there. Peace. Oh, and just one more thing that I've noticed while I've been here. I think someone needs to tell the people here that they're driving on the wrong side of the road. It's like all of them. You think someone would have noticed by now.